My name's Steven Mather. I work here at Guitarcraft Academy Nashville. I'm going to show you how to properly restring a guitar. What people do wrong most of the time when they're restringing a guitar is they're not putting enough wraps on the post, or they're putting too many wraps on the post. It doesn't have as much effect on the sound, but as tuning stability. If it's not strung properly, you can have buzz in the nut slot. If there are too many wraps, they start to wrap over on top of each other. They have a tendency to slip, so it'll go out of tune a little bit easier. Where if there's half a wrap on there, most of the time it's not stable enough to hold on the post. It can slip or break right there. Usually what I shoot for is 2 to 3 wraps. First thing I'm gonna do, this is a string through the body, so I'm gonna bring the strings through the back of the guitar, one at a time. So I'll string one guitar string at a time, and one thing I like to use is the following tuner on a 3x3 headstock. I like to put a little kink in it so that I know how much excess I need. And the next thing I'm going to do is thread it through the post, and where that kink is where I'm going to stop. And then what I'm going to do is kink it again so that there's 2 kinks in the string. So one thing I'm going to make sure I do is when I use the string winder and it's tightening down, I'm making sure to keep a little bit of tension on the string so that wraps are tight. And while it's wrapping around the post, I'm making sure that they're always going down underneath the previous wrap. So now if you look, you have a nice tight wrap, and it's putting downward tension on the back of the nut. 2.5 to 3 wraps is a good amount. Put it through the post like I did before. And I'm going to bring this excess around and kink it and wrap it underneath the string and wrapping over the string, so that when I wrap the string around the post, it's actually holding the excess here. So on this string lock, what I'm going to do is wrap above this right here, the excess, and then I'm going to wrap below it as it pinches the excess string coming out. So you can see that it's captured by the wrap, but it's still a nice and tight wrap because I kept tension on it. Now that I have nice tight wraps on the post, I'm going to go ahead and tune it. For new guitar players, I'd definitely recommend getting an electronic tuner. If it's an electric guitar, get a cable, plug it in. The next thing I'm going to do is make sure to stretch the strings. So I'll do this 2 to 3 times, especially when I do something like a setup. Pull on the strings slightly, and pull opposite directions with my hand. And you'll feel the string start to stretch and kind of slack. I'll go through about 2 or 3 times and make sure that they're properly stretched. And then I'll tune it back up. So now that's in tune, I'm going to go ahead and use these little cutters to trim the string up, the excess off of there. You want to make sure that you get it close to the post because this can poke you in the hand pretty good. And it looks nice and tidy now. I'm a bass player, that's all I got.